Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome belatedly to tonight's stream on F1 Manager 24 Creator Team with Goodwood F1 Racing. It is time for the penultimate round of the season. We are heading to the Lusail International Circuit in Qatar. And it's also the final sprint of the season as well. The title of tonight's stream is Bombshell Discovery. I will get into that in just a moment. But before we do need to very quickly get things prepped for our weekend. Let's start by checking car parts, both on the right chassis, front wing, rear wing, side pods, underfloors, suspensions. Good. Let's set some targets. We're going to go 18th or higher for both. And off we go for the Lusail.
Our calendar brings us to the Middle East this weekend for the Qatar Grand Prix. Lusail International Circuit is a speed demon, fast and flowing with a long main straight. One that's sure to see plenty of overtaking action.
Don't forget, the schedule this weekend sees the drivers take to the track for an all-out sprint race. A good opportunity to clinch some crucial championship points.
It's time then for another thrilling weekend of F1 drama.
Right, let's start by getting our cars sorted. Let's see. I think using the hard tyres is going to be the right call here for first practice. I'm going to go with 18 laps of fuel. I think that's how many we need. Let's go with 8, 13... 2 8s. Right, something like that. Swap out the car parts. Go with the older engine. The older ERS. Getting dangerously close to that one becoming an issue. And that gearbox as well. Onto car 2. We'll go with that gearbox. There we go. Which means Liam will be quicker in practice. Go with an 8.5. 13.5. Let's try going with a 7.3. Let's push that one up a bit more this time and bring that down a bit more. And let's send them out. How you doing, Dino? How you doing, Itai? How you doing, Clark? Good to see you guys. Hello to everyone else who's lurking in the chat right now.
Here.
Copy, radio check.
Okay, copy.
And as always with the sprint weekend, this is our one and only practice session to try and dial the car in ASAP.
Okay, mate, copy.
So, Bombshell Discovery. Last night, after the stream, I created a duplicate of this save file and I simulated the next 2 races because I wanted to skip to the end of the season and see if it was possible to rebrand the team at the start of a new season. I never managed to make it there. And it's not because I got fired. It's because I couldn't get a second driver. I couldn't replace Porsche. And I thought, that's not good. It's really not good. And I was looking at all the drivers that I was trying to sign, and none of them would negotiate with me because it was too close to the end of a season. So I had to scroll down the list until I could find a driver who would negotiate. And the first one who would was Dennis Hauger. And I offered him a $4 million a year deal for 2 seasons. I offered him a nice, healthy signing bonus just to try and fill the seat. And he refused it because he did not like the fact that I gave him no chance to renegotiate. He did not like the fact that it was an immediate response required. So I tried again, and I upped the wage, and I upped the number of seasons. I couldn't even get close to getting him to sign for the team. And this is Hauger, a low 70s driver, like 72 overall. So I'm like, oh, shit, this isn't good. So I then reloaded the duplicate, and obviously couldn't do anything here because it's the beginning of a race weekend. So the drivers are busy with the weekend.
It was pretty good.
So I simulated through this race and then immediately tried to sign someone afterwards. Same problem. Everybody was saying it's too close to the end of the season, not willing to negotiate. Hauger tried to offer him a deal, even put him on a 21-day notice period, a negotiation period, refused the deal I offered him. And I offered him a lot just to try and fill the seat, wouldn't accept it. So we cannot progress. We can't progress through. We're stuck. Our hands are tied. We have to restart, unfortunately. I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to decide what we were going to do, whether we were going to continue this season into season 2 or start anew with Brabham. Our hands are now tied on that decision. We have to start again. So Brabham will be taking place on Monday, but unfortunately, I tried at different points. Initially, I tried at the end of the season, then I tried after Abu Dhabi, because I was initially looking to see whether or not I could promote Kimi Antonelli. Wouldn't let me do that. Then I tried again when I realised what the issue was, and I tried doing it straight after Qatar. Couldn't do it after Qatar either. And I refused to spend like 10 million or so to sign Hauger on a multiple season contract that I then can't get rid of without bankrupting the team. So yeah, we were screwed. It wouldn't let me progress to the start of a new year because we had a seat that wasn't filled. So completely screwed. Cannot progress without bankrupting this team and this save file. To the point where, we will not be able to do anything at all. We won't be able to design anything. We won't be able to build any spare parts for months because we just will not have any money. So yeah, there we go. Decision forced upon us. We will still play out the rest of this season, as I did promise. So we will do tonight and tomorrow Abu Dhabi to finish this season off. And we will just have to take this entire first season as a learning experience and take those lessons and apply them to a brand new save file. It's frustrating in some respects, but it does mean that when we start from scratch, we will actually have money, much better money situation in the first half of the season than we did this time around. And it should be hopefully a slightly easier start for us it's still going to be difficult to achieve results. We're still going to be, starting with the hardest possible setup in terms of facilities. I have already created a file with drivers and staff, and the staff's pretty balanced. I've given myself a little bit of a slight leg up as far as the engineers are concerned, just because that's so brutal. And I will show you that file that's set and prepped and sitting there ready and waiting once we finish tonight's race. But yeah, it's frustrating because we have two reserve drivers right now. We have obviously Kimi Antonelli, who just isn't a viable option because he still has to do another season. But we also have Evelyn, I think her name is, the ridiculously expensive reserve driver. And I couldn't promote her either because, again, too close to the end of a season, unwilling to negotiate. So I couldn't even offer her a contract to say, look, there's a seat filling, I'm desperate. You want it, it's yours. Wouldn't even let me negotiate with her. So, yeah, absolutely screwed. No chance of moving into the second season without completely obliterating our team. And even then, I'm not sure that we would have been able to do it. So yeah, very, very frustrated. Very frustrated in the sense that this save file is effectively scrapped, ruined. We can't do anything with it going forward. But if you guys had wanted to carry on with this, we would have done it, and then I would have just played Brabham in my own time. Or if you wanted to do Brabham, I would have kept this and then played this one in my own time. But that option's been taken away from us completely. And we were slightly late tonight because I was recording the Ferrari episode of Career Mode for Saturday. It will actually be split into two videos because it's a sprint weekend, and that's going to be the format I use, I think, for sprints. But both parts will be available on Saturday, probably with a couple of hours between them. The first video will be like the prep, and then sprint quali, and then the sprint itself, and then the second video will be quali and the race. Right, let's drop that down to a 13. Let's push that to an 8.2. Let's pull that into an 8. Pull that back. And let's see. Ooh, that's a little off there. Okay, let's give that a go. Here comes Teo. Oh, okay, that's definitely the wrong way. Let's start with a 7.3. Let's push that up there. Let's pull that back to a 7.5. And let's try that. Evening Dino, evening Truck, evening Rook. So yeah, I wasn't best pleased when I figured that out last night. Tried different combinations of different drivers at different times of the season. In that remaining run of a month and a bit, but there was absolutely nothing I could do because the season ends so late. We're already into December before we go to Abu Dhabi, so there just isn't time anymore. between the end of the season and the end of the year to do anything, unless you're already in an active negotiation, I think. So unless they drop a patch to fix something in like the next 24 hours, which is unlikely, we are stuck with a restart on Monday.
I cannot upshift, guys.
Dead gearbox. Peugeot. Oh, engine failure for Porsche. His gearbox died.
Copy.
Shit.
Oh, that's not good. They'll need to retire the car.
I'll need to retire the car. I'm right on the very edge of the track. Let me pull and park in the middle of the track. Oh dear. We almost made it to the end of the session. 10 minutes to go. Didn't realise that gearbox was going to degrade that quickly, or else I would have not used it. I don't know if I have another gearbox now. That might be... I might only have one gearbox left.
Copy.
And that's our race gearbox. Guess we'll find out in a moment. Does mean we're going to be underbaked with setup for Porsche going into sprint quali. We're at 93% for Lawson. So we still need some tweaks there as well. Now the ERS is in bad shape. This car is falling to bits. 15%, 16% there. Session's over though.
Welcome everyone, qualifying for the sprint awaits us, and we're raring to get going.
Oh wow, the engine went as well. Yeah. So, we at least have a spare engine for practice, but yeah, that ERS is going to really take some punishment in these last few rounds. That is our one remaining gearbox as well. We don't have the budget to replace parts unless we absolutely have to. So we'll have to make the best of that powertrain. Hope it survives to the end of the season. Right, let's have a look. What needs to tweak? A few things. I'm going to pull that back to an 8. Pull that back to there. I guess it was 7.5. Let's look at that. See how that works. I mean, I could be going in completely the wrong direction here, but yeah, no idea whether that's going to work or not. And we've got partial feedback of the Teo here. All right, cornering is not good. No idea about anything else. We'll leave it at that. See what happens there. I'm now double guessing. That's it. Yeah, that's the way I went that way. So, okay. Let's check. Parts. Okay, we're on the right tyres. Let's do quali. Good thing I can adjust again after the sprint. Yes, I am pleased that they did actually put the Parc Fermé brake in, like it exists in real life, between sprint and full quali. So we can make changes, but we can't test them until we actually get out on track in qualifying. At which point, as soon as we leave the garage, those Parc Fermé rules kick in again. So we get to make a change, but we don't get to test them to see if they're going to work. Yellow flag already. That is a problem for Porsche.
Right, let's follow the action now at turn 7. And then the car just goes. And ultimately, just unable to bring the car under control.
At least it's his outlap, but that will hurt the tyres.
Copy.
It will hurt his confidence as well. Confidence down to medium. And it's taken 4% of his tyre life. Henry Farrett.
Temperatures are okay. Clear ahead. Let's get going.
Potentially got a little bit of traffic with Lusail leaving the pit lane. There it is. And it gets in the way.
Don't get out of the way.
So, not a great lap for Porsche because he's going in underbaked on confidence, thanks to that spin. Lawson gets his lap ruined by one of the... which one was it? It was Zhou. Zhou ruined our lap. 27.9 and a 30.0. 2 seconds lost in that first turn. If not more than 2 seconds. .9
Everyone at the moment.
130.6, a disastrous lap for Lawson. .8 seconds slower than his teammate there. And the vast majority of that is thanks to Zhou. Let's see if we screw up his lap. Where is Zhou? There he is. He's a long way behind. Yeah, we're not going to screw his lap up. All right, let's whiz around, get back into pits and prep for a second run. Porsche is through at the moment. Oh, we're popping out in front of a Ferrari. That could be a problem, depending on how quick the Ferrari is going to be. Given how far off the pace we are. Yeah, it's Leclerc, I think. Oh, actually, it might be Sainz. No, it is Leclerc. Leclerc's quick, so he's going to be catching up to the back of Lawson, I think, by the end of the lap. That might force Lawson into a defensive posture, which will slow him down again. I hope not, but we'll see. We've got one of the McLarens whizzing through. That's going to be Piastri. We do get in his way a little bit there, but he's already through. He's in second place. Hopefully he doesn't pay us back in turn one.
Right, these guys.
Maybe a slight lift there. I'm not sure how much of that is actually just part of taking that corner normally, but I think we did lose a little bit of time there. It should be a much quicker first sector though. Yeah, 28.0. Actually quicker than Porsche's first sector. Even Mike, 30.4. A lot of traffic in the way. 30.3. It's a good lap for Lawson, but we've got both Williams cars. No, a Williams and an RB. Or is it both RBs? I think it's a Williams and an RB. So Porsche crosses the line. Does improve, I think. Lawson improves up to 18th. Porsche in 14th place.
Okay, copy, good.
Alonso's going to pip us, I'm sure of that.
Okay, copy.
Put your mirrors, not sure who's pushing, who's not.
Especially with a toe up to the line like this as well. Yeah, Alonso rockets up to 8th place. Joe is out. Bottas on a lap. Here comes Albon. Albon does not improve, so he stays 16th. Lawson is definitely out. Magnussen and Sargent still on laps. Oh, and Sargent just lost some time there. So, and we stay ahead of Sargent. Yes, we can. Sargent stays in 17th. It's down to Kevin. I don't think he's going to have the pace. He finds 0.3 of a second, and look how slow these guys are compared to us. Big difference in time there. I wonder if they're running the very dregs of their powertrains. Lawson is eliminated out in P18. Porsche will make it through into Q2 or SQ2. 92%. Let's try tweaking the wing. See if that helps. I've got a brand new set of tyres. Get out nice and early. Everyone's out. I don't think we'll catch the back of the field there. So we should have a nice clean lap here.
Have a good one.
Bouncing over those curves. I would not be at all surprised if some drivers pick up floor damage in this Grand Prix this weekend. I'll just hope if that happens, we're not one of them.
Yeah, I did a small mistake there.
Not ideal. So we're not going to get anywhere near the top 10 here, but how good is our opening lap going to be? A 1:27.6.
D1.
Copy.
We're quicker than Albon and only Albon. Right. Second run. And we'll tuck out behind Ricciardo. And we'll do a helicopter lap here. Gravel everywhere on this circuit, as you can see. Lots of gravel runoff areas. That's more down to this being a MotoGP circuit rather than an F1 circuit, I think. Speaking of MotoGP, Liberty Media are actually selling a stake of Formula One, I think a 27% stake, so that they can buy MotoGP. So MotoGP will be added to the Liberty Media stable. Curious as to who's going to buy their stake of F1 that they're putting up, though. Whether it will go to a consortium or one individual entity.
Here ahead.
And there we go. That is a helicopter lap. And now we go for our flying lap. Couple of tenths down, exactly 2 tenths down on Nico Hülkenberg, and we have not improved in the first sector. Our car does not have great medium speed performance, unfortunately. Well, it's not great anywhere performance, but at least it's better than our low speed. Improvement in the middle. So we did a 27.8 at 30.5. So we were down fractionally in the first. We were up 2 tenths in the middle. We did a 29.2 in the final sector. Let's see what we do this time. Or not. Hulkenberg is still ahead of us. We gained a tenth by the look of it. Unless Hulkenberg improved as well. Let's see. What did we do? We gained a little under 2 tenths. A little under 2 tenths. Well, yeah, that's about what I expected. Question is, will Albon pip us across the line? No, is the answer. We have more pace than Albon. So we will be starting 15th. And it is yet another pole position for Max Verstappen, ahead of Lando Norris, Perez third, then Leclerc in fourth, Piastri, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Tsunoda and Alonso rounding out the top 10.
We're back, and the action is set to get even better today as the drivers go racing in the sprint.
The prospect of bagging a few extra points is certainly going to spur these teams on to fight competitively and finish in the top spots.
But just who will be the fastest around Lusail? We'll find out in today's sprint.
Alright. So, got a choice. I go with the mediums I really protect a set of softs. Won't actually gain anything by protecting the mediums. So I reckon we go with the softs. We still have quali to come, but we're unlikely to get out of Q1, maybe a little into Q2. So we're only going to use maybe 2 sets of soft tyres. Let's see how many we've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets. Yeah, I think we go with the softs. We save the mediums for the Grand Prix. That makes sense to me. We actually went backwards on setup there. Let's go to an 8 instead on the front wing. It's slightly over, but it might help the rest of the car. Let's go like that. 93%. Don't really want to mess with that. Let's go up to an 8. We'll try. See what happens. Evening, Anthony. There we go then. We are prepped and ready for the sprint. Let's send them to the grid.
We're ready for the sprint here in Qatar. And it's lights out and away we go.
Initially a very strong getaway for Sargent then, and then he ran into cars in front and had to ease off. That means Lawson can get back through again. And now Ocon is through on Lawson. Oh, yellow flag, Gasly with an error. Was that a lock-up or a spin? It was a
Now
lock-up.
we can see what happened. Now this was the 7th corner. Struggling with the car. They were just unable to do much about it.
Porsche is tucked up nicely behind Valtteri at the moment. Lawson coming under pressure from Magnussen. What's everyone else doing for tyres? We've got a couple of others on the softs. Norris, Leclerc and Piastri and Tsunoda. How many cars does he see on hards? Was it just the one? Pow, stop talking. I want to see the rest of the grid. There we go. Yeah, Magnussen behind is the only car on hards. Everyone else is on mediums. And Gasly's already really damaged those mediums. Try and push up a little bit. Copy. Do not want to push the fuel. If anything, I want to, seriously underfuel. I think for the next race, just because of the temperatures, and then just run a fuel saving strategy. Keep the temperatures cool. protect the engines for the final race. Well, not so much the engines themselves, but certainly the gearbox and the ERS units. Porsche is in no man's land at the moment, but Lawson is going to make a move through on Ocon. That is him back up into 18th place. What's the bombshell? This file is completely broken and cannot be progressed past the end of the season. I did some exploratory investigating last night, simulated the last 2 Grand Prix just to get to the end of the year because I wanted to see whether or not the option to rebrand would be available at the start of the next season in terms of changing the team name and stuff like that. But unfortunately, I was unable to progress past the final day of the year because he wouldn't let me sign a driver. So, yeah, this file ends tomorrow and we start anew on Monday. And the decision that I was going to put up for a vote has been taken out of our hands completely. Lawson looking to move up another place here, making the move on Logan Sargent. And through he goes. Does that mean yours is screwed? Where are you in your season? And do you have a driver lineup confirmed for next year? Do you have any staff who are out of contract at the end of the season that have to be replaced? Affiliates don't matter, but you know, your other staff and your drivers and engineers do.
Okay, copy. Copy.
Am I going to relax the difficulty slightly? In a way, and I will explain at the end of the stream when I load up the file I've now prepped to take over on Monday. Can't I get a free agent? No, not without bankrupting the team, you know, beyond belief.
I couldn't do it.
I offered Dennis Hauger a contract on over 4 million a year. I even went up to like 6 million at one point, and he was turning it down on the final day of the year. And I couldn't get him to sign for 4 million or 5 million after this Grand Prix. So if you're at Zandvoort, you've got time. Make sure you get contracts in place for next season. Am I starting the second season on the new file? No, I'm not going to sim through the first season. We are going to start from scratch. But I've built the team already. It's prepped and ready for our first day in the job. So I will show you what I've got put in place once we finish today's race.
Copy. Okay, copy.
Evening, Mr. Water.
Copy, copy.
Right, I think we got the DRS. No, we didn't.
Copy.
Bugger.
Copy, copy. Copy.
were there any current drivers that had become a free agent? Yes, there were, but they were either, way too expensive to even consider signing, or were way too low to even consider signing in terms of rating. And not only that, even if I could offer them a contract, I couldn't offer them a contract because it was too close to the end of the season. So they weren't interested in negotiating that close to the end of the season, the end of the year. So I had no choice. I literally couldn't sign anybody that was suitable. And Hauger was the first non-affiliated free agent that I could approach, and he refused the contract because there wasn't enough time to negotiate. Plus, his demands were extortionate. So signing him would have bankrupted the team and would also have been a step down on every driver that we currently had, including our affiliates. And, even if I could have made the offer acceptable to him, it would have been at a vastly inflated salary with multiple years, which would have meant then replacing him with someone we could actually use would have bankrupted us. And that's assuming that he would have actually signed in at all. All right, we're on lap 7. Tyre wear, we are in excellent shape here.
Okay.
Evening, Chad. Summer break is over. Who are we liking for Zandvoort? I don't know. Maybe Max. They are going to be running apparently older parts through practice this year, older aero parts, to try and roll back some of the upgrades and see if they can figure out where they've gone wrong with their car. But I don't expect them to actually change anything for the actual Grand Prix. I think they'll stick with the current spec that they've got for the Grand Prix itself. I think it'll be a toss-up between Max and the McLarens. Can't rule out Hamilton and Russell either. I don't think the Ferraris are there yet. It depends on when they get their upgrades. If they're getting them for Zandvoort and they work, you could maybe factor in the Ferraris as well. But I don't know if the Ferrari upgrades are coming for then or for Monza. Mr. Watts. I'm going to call you Mr. Watts it. Far cry from the days of Mr. WhatsApp. Ferrari sold for Leclerc at Monaco. They've had problems with bouncing recently. If they can get the car back to being able to ride the bumps again, I think they will be very, very dangerous at Baku, and in particular at Singapore. I think those two tracks will be very much a chance for Ferrari.
Okay, copy.
But that depends on whether the upgrades fix their bouncing problem that they, rediscovered with their previous round of updates.
So get these tires back up to 10.
Copy that.
We are absolutely getting held up by Valtteri now. Ricciardo has developed a fault.
But the car's definitely not happy.
Don't know what it is, but he's got a fault. We are not getting through. Oh, god damn it, we got through right before the end of the lap.
Copy.
And there we go, we've left Valtteri behind. Hopefully Lawson can catch him up now.
Just do your best. Come on.
And we are closing in on Hulkenberg.
Copy.
Remember, we need the tires for long.
Copy. Copy. Copy.
.4 ahead.
Gap is coming down. We'll have DRS on the next lap, I think. Gap's just hovering around that 1 to 1.2 second window. We've got the best tyres on the grid comfortably in terms of wear at the moment. Next is Verstappen on 61%. He's looked after those tyres and he's 8 seconds nearly clear of Perez. almost in the DRS of Hulkenberg here as well. Not quite going to get it with Valtteri in the end.
Yeah, man, no stress.
Copy that. Copy.
We do close up nicely there to Nico.
Copy, copy. Copy, copy. Copy, copy. Copy.
Five and a half laps to go. What is Ricciardo's fault? Let's have a look. ERS. So that will be hurting his recharge rate at the moment, I would imagine. Right, let's turn the tyres up permanently now.
Try to get these tires up, okay?
Try and keep them in that right operating window. We're losing too much performance in the corners because they're out of the operating window. Too cool.
You're looking strong out there, mate.
I'm just going to turn the battle assist back off. That's probably not helping us either.
Copy.
Don't think I'm close enough with Porsche.
Copy box.
I'm not even close enough with Lawson either. Valtteri, I think, has upped his pace a little bit. Right, now we're close enough.
Copy.
And our tyres are up to temp, so we should be able to stay close enough now as well.
You can recover it, okay?
Again, Hulkenberg is trying to pull away from us. Bottas is pulling away as well.
Copy.
It's the midfield that we're losing.
Copy.
Losing the midfield part of the circuit. Sector 2 is killing us.
So let's pick up the pace.
See if we get DRS with Lawson.
Copy.
No, we didn't, but we are close enough to have a look. Max has developed an issue, but he's 11 seconds clear, so I don't think that's going to be a problem for him, as we do dive up the inside.
Copy.
And we are through.
Copy.
Right then, we can take a look now. Now we're watching the action closely here.
Just squeezing through on the inside
Opportunities
line
there.
there.
And that sees them move to 15th.
Three laps to go. We're into the window where other cars are going to suddenly start to use up everything they've got. So we're not safe against Valtteri.
In a long race. Head down.
And we might struggle to stay with Porsche, but stay with Hulkenberg. But hopefully we've got plenty of tyre left to actually get these moves done now. Definitely got a grip advantage. Once again, we're just outside of range through that sweeping section. Struggling to get close enough.
Copy.
But we've gapped Valtteri. I think we've broken Valtteri's back. Just can't get on Hulkenberg at the moment. 3 laps to go.
Still a very long way to go. 3 laps to go. 3 laps.
Copy.
Max starts his penultimate lap and he's still pulling away from Perez, despite that issue. It's a gearbox issue. And now Hulkenberg has started to pull away from us again. We don't have any spare fuel, don't have any battery, can't melt the tyres. We've still got another 2 laps to go after this one. All I can hope is that Hulkenberg's tyres give up.
Come on.
On 28.4 for Max on that last lap. That is very quick.
Okay, 2 laps.
Copy, copy.
Bad lap for Teo. 1:33.2. Max starts the final lap. We have most of 2 laps to go. So the 2 Ferraris are very close as they lap Gasly. Or is that Ocon? I think it's Gasly. Because there's a Sauber right in front. There it is. And that's proving to be a problem for Leclerc. He's not able to get past Joe. Sainz is closed right up. Could we have a real fight between the 2 Ferraris at the end of this lap here?
Copy.
That's my mate.
Has Joe boxed? Why is he...
Last lap.
Copy.
not getting out of the way. No, he hasn't boxed. He's just not getting out of the way. He's ignoring those blue flags. Oh, here's a lunge.
Max Verstappen
Sainz is going to take the move. He pushes Leclerc off the track. And Sainz steals third place in the sprint from his teammate on the final corner.
I'm trying to go faster.
Give it everything we got left. We were out of battery. It's going to be pure tyre pace. I don't think we've got enough to beat Hulkenberg.
Just focus on yourself now.
No, well, maybe if we get really lucky with a run up across the line.
Copy.
I don't think there's enough time left. Nope. 14th and 15th, though. That's not bad. Couple of places gained, or a place gained for Porsche. Several places gained there for Lawson. And a big gap to the cars behind us, but also a monstrous gap to the cars in front.
The Red Bull team are going to be celebrating tonight, I bet. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Constructors' Champions.
And what a truly dominant display we've seen this season. I don't think it was ever in doubt.
So there we go. It is confirmation of Red Bull winning the Constructors' standings thanks to a 1-2 in the sprint. Ferrari third and fourth. That will help them in their fight with McLaren. They see Norris in fifth, Piastri sixth, Russell seventh. Hamilton will get the final point in the sprint. And then it's Stroll, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Alonso, Hulkenberg, Porsche and Lawson, 14th and 15th. And it's Bottas, Albon, Ocon, Sargent, Magnussen, Zhou and Gasly.
Let's hope the teams took full advantage of practice. It's time for qualifying.
Drivers need to get into Q3 if they want to make the top half of the grid. With only 10 slots available, it's a fight nobody wants to lose.
Now we see Sauber's driver there, Karun. How do you think they'll be feeling?
Well, neither teammate has really managed to score well so far. Perhaps picking up a few points this weekend would spur on a bit of healthy rivalry.
Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
All right, last minute changes before qualifying. Let's go with something like that. I think. I'm a little wary of the 7 on the wing. Let's go 7.5. Let's pull that back. Let's see how that works. Hopefully that will do it for us. A bit more work needed here. That needs to be back there. I really don't know what to do with the wing. I will pull it back a little bit more. Let's try that with Lawson. You think impeding has got significantly worse in this game? I'm not 100% certain of that. I do think in qualifying it's a little bit worse, but I don't think it's any worse in the race. I think it's about the same as before. should have done a warm-up lap on the mediums for Porsche. I'm going to call him straight in.
Working on those brakes and tires.
Try and save the tyres. And we'll send him out instead for his first run on the mediums that we used in sprint quali. Just to build some confidence and save those softs as much as we can.
Copy.
Both sets of mediums have already had like 20% of their wear, and the best 20% of their wear gone from qualifying, so they won't get used in the race. It'll be a set of hards, 2 sets of mediums, and 3 sets of softs available, maybe 4. Probably going to go really aggressive with the opening set of softs to try and get a big undercut on some of the cars, but depends on what the rest of the grid decides they want to do as well. So there we go, an installation lap, but that has taken 5% of the tyres. Not ideal.
Stop on the marks.
Suddenly realised as soon as I said Porsche, I'm like, oh shit, I still got mediums I can use. Yellow flag for someone.
Work on those brakes.
Copy, copy.
There we go, it's the Williams. Albon with a spin. And I'm not sure if he's straight out of the pits or if that was his start of his flying lap. I think that was him at the start of his flying lap. He's coming in, that's for certain. Yeah, that was the start of his flying lap, look. Right, Lawson coming across to the final turn. Set his benchmark to work towards improving on. So 128.0. See what Porsche can do. He's about to start winding up to do his flying attempt. There we go. Albon will dial into the pits. There he goes. Dives off. Porsche is away. We can ignore that. Max has damage. So does Ricardo. I wonder if that is a result of the faults that they developed in the sprint has now translated into a permanent problem for those parts, or if it's just worn them down too much, that's what it's highlighting, is just wear on those components. We'll check once they've done a lap time. It's not likely to hurt Max's speed, as we saw how quick he was in the sprint. Lawson's into the pits. Last couple of corners now for Porsche. Four tenths quicker than Magnussen, almost. And Porsche considerably quicker.
Copy.
Interesting. Extra set of mediums available for Lawson as well, because you didn't go through into SQ2. So that gives us a bit more flexibility with Lawson's strategy. Five sets of softs. And now our first run on soft tyres. Let's see what kind of pace we've got with the grippier, faster compound.
Ahead. Okay, let's go.
Still waiting on 5 cars at a time. .27.6 in the first sector. That is 4 tenths up. .27.5 for Porsche, 10th quicker. 30.3 and a 30.1. Porsche found another couple of tenths. 2.5 tenths there. So he's what, 3.5 tenths up now. Lawson up the line. Goes P16 with a 127.3
Copy.
and a 126.8 for Porsche.
We're P12 at the moment.
Wow, why is he so much quicker
Copy.
around this circuit? Half a second quicker. We'll have time for another run. A few cars are piling out. And out we go.
Watch your mirrors. So out prep push.
Please be sure. I wasn't sure. It was Bottas. Damn it. It was the wrong salvo we fucked up there. But that might actually keep us ahead of Valtteri. And that was his final flying attempt that he was on there.
Watch your mirrors, not sure who's pushing, who's not.
Oh, we ruined the Williams lap there, as well as a little bit the Alpines. And off we go. No improvement for either driver in the first sector. Not surprised. Don't think we'll actually get any improvement here with Lawson. Dirty air is killing him. This is just a circuit. I think the Porsche is just going to be much quicker than Lawson. Yeah, Lawson is out. Porsche is currently going through. And is going through. So Porsche is going to have another qualifying session. Lawson out in 18th, which is pretty much where he finished in sprint quali. So I suppose I shouldn't be too surprised about that. How you doing, Packins? Let's start on the mediums again. We got over to 100%. That's good. And look at that. We got Lawson up to 100% as well. Those changes we made, spot on. This will not be a quick time, so we'll whiz through it. Oh, he's made a mistake. Oh, he crashed. How did he crash on turn 2? Oh, shit. Has he damaged the car? Oh, God. I don't have a spare chassis for him. And there goes my spare suspension, I think. And he's out. He's got a puncture. I can't send him back out. So that's it. Porsche is out of qualifying. I wanted to whiz through this session. I don't want to whiz through that that quickly. That's a bit much. Yeah, there's no point running him again. Not with that damage. So we will start in 16th place. And it's Perez who's in trouble at the moment in 11th place. Sargent with a mistake on
now
turn
we're
2.
approaching turn 2. And that won't help their chances.
Just about keeps it out of the gravel.
Things to come.
Paris has got a Ferrari right behind him as well, which is not going to help him. No, the Ferrari peels off. So that was Sainz then, getting back into the pits. I wonder if Perez got held up behind Porsche. That's why he's where he is. Because Porsche was limping back to the pits with that puncture. No engine noise. Apart from this view. to the line for Perez. And he goes second, so he's definitely through. Hamilton is at risk. So is Alonso now. Alonso improves to 9th. Now it's Alonso improves as well. Stroll and Norris are the drivers at risk now, which means Hamilton is probably going to get eliminated because of Norris. And Stroll knock his teammate out. No, Stroll's done. So it's just Norris to go. Max is on a personal best. God, look at that. Hamilton is only 1,000th ahead. Just the tiniest little improvement from Norris is enough. And he's already up in the first 2 sectors. Norris goes P5. Hamilton is eliminated. And Max is on fire. .123.2. He takes 0.2 of a second off. And he's half a second faster than everybody else. And comfortably takes pole by 2.5 tenths in the final sector, final session, ahead of Perez, then Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, Sainz, Russell, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, and Alonso.
Here on the outskirts of Doha, the teams are preparing for the 57 laps of this evening's race.
Formula One first came to Qatar in 2021. Lewis Hamilton managed to pick up the victory, and in doing so claimed Lusail as his 30th different Grand Prix winning circuit.
As a desert track, Lusail is dusty and challenging. Grip levels are crucial and can change throughout a race weekend or even during a single session. The unique layout demands the highest possible downforce despite being a relatively open track. Race day has arrived and the time has almost come for these drivers to fight it out, wheel to wheel.
So, need to roll back to the previous spec of chassis. Oh no. I have to emergency manufacture. There's a parc ferme. Shit. That's going to put me in debt. 2.2 million. It's a $500,000 part. It's going to cost me 2.2 million. It's 3 times the cost to emergency manufacture it, added on top of the cost. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's even more expensive to emergency manufacture these days. At least I've got a spare suspension, so I don't have to pay for that as well. Engine has been clobbered. It now has a fault. So we're going to have to go back to that engine. The ERS is almost gone. And the gearbox has taken a hell of a whack as well. So Porsche is now really up against it for performance. Ah, bugger, bugger, bugger. Right, I'm going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 laps of fuel out, I think. There we go. We'll go with that strategy for Porsche. Lawson, I'm going to be a bit different. Yeah, and we'll take those 5 laps out. Let's see how we do. We are going to be in debt after this Grand Prix.
Well, it's great to have you with us, folks, as we settle in for the weekend's Grand Prix action. We look now to Esteban Ocon, who's clearly ready and raring to go.
While I imagine many are looking at the other end of the grid, I'm keen to see what they can achieve from P19.
Here we go. It's time to go racing. We're about to get going here in Qatar. And it's lights out and away we go.
And already we're at risk of developing a fault because of the ERS. Porsche's final race is going to be a miserable one. I'm going to go straight on the attack.
Copy.
You're glad you weren't here when Hamilton won at Silverstone. You had to turn off before the end. Oh, it was, you were mentioned. People were talking about it and talking about you. Saying how much you would probably have hated that result. I thought I heard a shunt.
Here is on.
Now we should be able to take a look here.
Maybe not a shunt, just a
and the
lock-up.
car locks up, and they'll need to be mindful of the effect that that had on the tyres.
0.2 second gap.
So Lawson gets through. Porsche closing in on the back of Stroll.
Let's see what happened there. Now we're watching the action closely here. The gap opens up for them. That sees them move up into 18th.
Take a look at Ricardo. Yeah, the RS damage.
Copy.
We'll try and follow Ricardo through here. And we do. Lovely stuff.
Copy.
Up into 17th. Good looking confidence there for Liam. Same for Teo. Highway looks to be a little bit better than the prediction.
Yeah, copy that.
Ah, look at Ricardo's tyres. He's got a lot of pace, but his tyres have taken some big punishment. It looks like everyone's really pushing their first stint of tyres as well.
Copy. Okay, copy, copy.
We'll start saving fuel after this first stint, I think. This file looks very difficult. Yeah, this file's been a real challenge, and we actually lost the DRS there, I think. Yeah, we did. Damn.
Copy.
R23 pulled a sneaky on us and just suddenly went, much quicker at the end of the lap. Dropped us before the detection point. Oh yeah, we're way above. All right, let's change up that strategy then. There we go. Will I be doing the Ferrari file over the weekend? Yeah, I've already recorded Saturday's episodes. It'll be split into 2 parts for the build-up, sprint quali and the sprint, and then second part will be full quali and the race. That's why I was a little bit late starting the stream tonight, because I lost track of time. Was just finishing off that recording. So I'm going to edit those later this evening / tomorrow. Might have just got the DRS there. Yes, we did, just.
Copy, copy.
Copy.
So Valtteri's preserving his tyres a bit more than everybody else. And obviously the front runners are preserving their softs as well, but we're not that far away from some of the cars around us. Next stint will be the interesting one. We are putting some pressure on Ricciardo now as his tyres are starting to get a bit squiffy.
Okay.
Take the opportunity to just bank a little bit more battery by not using it in the final corner.
Copy, copy.
Copy.
And I'm going to try and push past him at the end of this lap.
Copy.
Looks like he's pushing to close onto Ricciardo, onto Valtteri, sorry. That might not actually be in range here. Ocon develops an issue.
There's a bit of a weird shift, 6 to 7 on the last corner.
Gearbox problem. We did just get the DRS, but we're not going to be close enough to have a look into turn 1, I don't think.
Ready?
Copy.
Not quite. We'll keep the pressure on. Yes. There we go. Snuck our way through. Now, can we get back into DRS range of Valtteri?
Good job.
Oh, yellow flag. It's just a temporary hazard. It's Stroll running
this
wide.
Is what happened. Now this, I think, was at turn 13. Oh, no.
Running very wide.
Wide they
And
go.
snaps back towards the
Really,
track.
they must be careful.
He's only a couple of places further ahead of us.
Copy.
We couldn't quite get onto the back of Valtteri, which means we're going to lose the place again. That's frustrating. Oh no, we've held him off for now.
Give it up. .4 ahead.
Struggling a little bit with the fronts. Copy.
Get Lawson in now.
Copy box.
Here we go.
Come on, you have more there. We're gonna box.
Copy. Box, box, box.
So very early stop here. Uh, 2.79. Not a decent stop really. It's clean, but it's not quick. And we've got a yellow flag. Sergeant. Big lockup for him.
This is turn 6. And the car just locks. And hopefully there's not too much damage to the tyres.
Yeah, that front left, just solid lock there. That will not have done him any favours whatsoever. Okay, into the pits now for Teo.
Pit lane.
That's a much better stop. 2.4. That could be good enough for a couple of points. will get out just in front of Liam.
Copy.
All right, let's turn our attention to the battle for second. Evening Cloud. How's the car and how's the season? Crap on both counts. We are starting fresh on Monday. An enforced change, unfortunately. Perez is just dropping off the back of Charles. Charles definitely upped his pace, or Perez has dropped his pace. Maybe even a bit of both. Yeah, it's gone up to 2 seconds. It was what, a few tenths last time. Wow, there we go. Fastest lap for Charles Leclerc, 1:29.8 and a 1:31.7. So 1.9 seconds quicker than Perez on that lap. No wonder the gap rocketed up. All right. Ricciardo could be boxing this lap, so could Gasly, Hulkenberg. Sargent will probably be boxing as well, given he locked those tyres up. We'll definitely get in front of him. In comes Gasly. Hulkenberg has gone for another lap. So Gasly was a bit far ahead of us, but let's see. Magnussen and Sargent both coming in as well. Let's see where we come out. We were right behind Ricciardo. Well, actually right ahead of Ricciardo. Ricciardo's going another lap. Another set of softs for Gasly. Will we beat him out? I think we will with Teo, but I don't know if we will with Lawson. There's Teo. There's Lawson. What is Gasly's car fault? Let's have a look. Gearbox. That'll hurt his acceleration. Right, Magnussen's about to get lapped by Verstappen. Have I scored points this season? No. We've had a couple of vague hints at points earlier in the season, but you know, we're not close at all at the moment. Danny Rick is in, so we were fighting with Ricciardo, with Porsche. We're on much better tyres now, but we've been saving fuel. It's a bad stop for Hulkenberg. It's a really bad stop for Hulkenberg. Porsche comfortably through. And Lawson gets out in front as well. Beautiful stuff. Who did we just overtake? Oh, Alex Albon.
Here's the replay. So here we go, heading into turn one. They decide to give it a go. And that sees them move to 15th.
Max is finally in, having just lapped a couple of cars. Going to come out in 6th. And we've got a nice big gap again, as the others are going to be boxing soon as well. Hard tyres for Verstappen. Porsche behind Zhou. Zhou yet to stop. Probably going to stop this lap, so let's try and punch through. And let's give a little bit of extra speed to Lawson as well.
Copy.
Danny Rick looking close. Squeeze our way through the inside there. We'll have the DRS as well. And that will be a very clean breakaway for Porsche.
Okay, good job.
Getting the mediums out of the way early for Lawson here. Porsche still has those to come. That'll be his final stint. Have caught Albon.
Copy. Yeah, copy that.
We're around about 4 laps under fuel at the moment. F1 Clips is lurking, I think. Oh, Gasly's fault escalates.
But it looks like they're carrying.
We are comfortably clear. Let's go back into top up. Oh, what happened to Ricciardo? Oh no, we got past Albon. I missed that entirely. And Ricciardo's still stuck behind him. Look at this, we're going straight for Zhou.
Copy.
There we go, up into 16th place. Zhou still hasn't stopped. And now we're already onto the back of Gasly. That's worked out very nicely for us. New fastest lap for Max Verstappen, a 129.2. Whoops. Which is 5 seconds quicker than we just went with Liam Lawson. Ricciardo is through past Zhou and closing in again. Alright, busy pit lane. Hamilton and Russell have just come out. Here comes Stroll. New set of softs, good stop. Valtteri piling in as well. Valtteri's still on his first set of softs, he's been nursing those. Hard tyres. Zhou coming in as well. Also for hards, I think. Hulkenberg comes out. Sorry, Bottas comes out behind Hulkenberg, just ahead of Albon. And just in front of Perez. So he'll be getting blue flags soon if he's not careful. We're on the back of Ocon here. And we've lost a place to Ricciardo. Hulkenberg's right on us as well now. And we're just going to breeze past here without even trying. Ocon yet to stop.
Good job. We are being well.
Yeah, softs are definitely the way to go, aren't they? Into the pits comes Sergio Perez. Hulkenberg gets through on Lawson. Hard tyres for Checo.
Nico Hulkenberg there. The opportunity begging to be taken.
Wasn't really anything we could do to stop that from happening. But if we can stay with him, we'll have a chance to refill our battery in places. Ocon has still not stopped. I just assumed he was going to box at the end of that lap when we got past him. He's still out there. He's going to be so slow. 137.8 last time round. And we haven't got the pace to stay with Hulkenberg, unfortunately. Finally, Ocon comes into the pits. He goes hard tyres, and I might even think he's trying to go for a one-stop here. I'll have to keep an eye on his tyre wear. No, it's going medium, so it's at least a two-stop. But yeah, I think he'll go for a set of softs after that. And that'll be it for him. Right, pit window's about to open up for Porsche. I reckon we go with another set of softs. They're holding on really well. Who will win the Dutch Grand Prix? I don't know. I really don't. I mean, it could be one of multiple drivers. If Ferrari can sort their bouncing issues out with their new upgrades, then you've got to consider them potentials. Mercedes have been in a good run of form recently. Maybe they will be in the picture. Red Bull are playing about with previous parts, you know, bodywork parts in practice this weekend, from what I understand. So if they can sort out the understeer issues that they've been having recently, maybe Max will have that kind of dominance that he's had at Zandvoort for the last couple of years. And you can't rule out the McLarens. And so it could be anybody, really, except Perez. I can't see Perez doing anything at all. Right, are we closing on Gasly? No, we're not. Why are we not even closing on Gasly? Oh, because we've got blue flagged on the previous lap, that's why. Gasly's been blue flagged this lap. But Valtteri is hunting us down. Yeah, you can see the gap is definitely falling. Yuki won't go to Red Bull. They've got no faith in Yuki. If they had faith in Yuki, they would have promoted him instead of re-signing Perez. I think Yuki's best chance for developing his career is to get out of that company as quickly as he can. Right, Ricciardo has got through on us. That RB is just too quick for us. There goes Valtteri. And Lawson fights him off around the outside there. Ricciardo's already 2 seconds clear of Porsche. He's gone. Helmut said Lawson will drive in one of the teams. Yeah, but Helmut doesn't have control, so he can't make that decision. He can push for it, but he can be ignored. And given the growing rift between Horner and Helmut, it's entirely possible. If Horner's going to replace Perez, it's going to be with Ricciardo. So Lawson's only hope is that Perez does get replaced by Ricciardo to open up the seat next to the Tsunoda.
Yeah, okay, copy.
Right, we are about to get flagged, so let's go into harvest mode.
Copy.
Hope that we can hold off Valtteri. Yes, there we go. Another Ferrari coming through of Carlos Sainz. And there's Perez in the background. Have we just been blue flagged for Max? Yes, we have.
Struggling a little bit with the fronts. Copy.
You ready?
Copy that.
Yeah, it's going to be tight on these tyres. Gasly's in. He's going for a set of mediums. And now we've got Norris closing in on us.
Yeah, copy.
And Piastri. And then that'll be it for a while. We'll be boxing before Russell catches us. We're at half the distance. Still need to do a little bit more fuel saving. But not for a while.
Copy. Copy.
Right, do we have any battles going on? Alonso is right behind his teammate, having just come out of the pits. You don't know what Horner sees in Perez. Well, a safe pair of hands and a compliant number 2. But he hasn't been a safe pair of hands, really, in the last season and a half. Alonso is through. And have to box Porsche this lap.
Box.
Copy, box.
Let's go like that instead. Nope. Get rid of that. There we go.
No need to overpush it.
Copy.
And now we're going to get blue flagged into oblivion
Copy.
on this lap with Teo.
Copy.
If I'd realised how close they were and what his tyres were, I would have boxed him the previous lap. Never mind. That's costing us a fair bit of time on this lap. Yeah, I did box him on. Couldn't remember if I'd actually programmed that in or not.
Box.
Copy. Box.
Right, where are we with Lawson?
Pit lane.
We can go a little bit longer on this set yet. Into the pit lane.
Copy.
Hulkenberg coming in behind us. It's not a good stop, 2.8 seconds. Hulkenberg gets a decent stop this time. And we come out right behind Esteban Ocon, who has that issue.
Copy, copy.
We weren't at half distance when I said we were. I was just getting my maths mixed up there. We are a little short of half distance. That 29 will be half distance. Magnussen closing us down. He's pushing because it's probably his inlet or in laps. And he's going to go one more lap. I'm going to go another lap after this one.
Copy, boss. Copy.
Porsche starting to close that gap back up again. And that is George Russell closing in on the back of Teo. Russell will be stopping soon. Let's see if we can stay ahead of him before he boxes.
On the corner exits, I felt a bit of lag on the power.
Engine issues developing for Valtteri. Magnussen into the pits. So we held him off. But he will now try and undercut Liam, who's boxing at the end of this lap. Do not want to get held up by Ocon here. Let's try and push through. Just can't find a way through. Tyres aren't up to temperature enough yet. We'll get him on the main straight though. There we go, Liam into the pits. There's a defensive move. We've got him covered off. And through we go. Keep pushing.
Keep doing what you were doing.
And there we go with Lawson. Where are we going to feed out? Behind Sargent, I think. Or maybe just in front of him. Just in front of him. So a bit of work to do with Lawson, but he's on soft tyres to the end of the race now. Ocon's fault escalated.
Yeah, I don't have power now.
His engine's really starting to struggle. And we can go to top up now.
Copy. Copy.
Trying to close in on Albon and stay ahead of Sargent here. So far, so good. Will we have a look into this braking zone? Not yet. Up the inside though,
Copy.
as we sweep through into the final sector. Again, we're going to keep pushing. And I think we might have actually stopped Albon from getting the DRS. We did. Which means he gets dive bombed by Sargent, and he is down 2 places in the space of 2 corners. Well, not 2 corners, but 2 spaces in half a lap.
Eyes forward.
Closing on Valtteri.
Copy.
And we should be able to line him up for the next lap.
I'm not fully ready, okay?
Copy.
Still going to need to do some more fuel saving as well, especially with Porsche. Maybe not so much with Lawson.
Copy.
Is that Hamilton behind? No, that's Russell behind us, having stopped for his new tyres. Max in. And he's gone for another set of hards. That could well be him to the end. Fight our way past Gasly. His pace is terrible.
Okay, copy.
And he's been blue flagged as well, I think. Yeah, he's been blue flagged as well for one of the Astons. Is that Alonso? Or is it Stroll? It's Alonso, who is closing in now on the back of Lawson. Still need to find our way past Bottas, but we've got him lined up beautifully here. Hulkenberg is screaming up to the back of us here. And straight up the inside, Bottas, no chance there. Way much more grip.
You're doing a good job.
Yuki boxes. Stroll coming in behind him as well. Oh, hello, yellow flag. That is a Williams locking up, Sargent locking up at turn 1.
Let's take a closer look. Along the straight here. The wheels
How
just
he
lock
managed
up
to
there.
avoid hitting
By
the
that point, it was
Gasly
just
there, I
too
do not
late.
know, but there we go. That might well be Tsunoda to the end of the race now. Sainz is also boxing. He's coming out on mediums, and again, that's probably him to the end with 22 laps to go, including this one. Caught Magnussen.
Copy.
Who uses his battery to try and fight us off there. Well, this could be dangerous. We closed so quickly on Ocon there. So we got the move done, and let's see if we can get straight past Ocon as well. We do not want to lose time here with Alonso so close. We've already lost a ton of time to blue flags. Don't want to lose any more if we can possibly avoid that. get this move done quickly. There is Alonso. Come on, be brave in a braking zone. Oh, get him on the exit of this corner. Quickly, quickly, quickly. Come on. There we go. And Hulkenberg gets held up. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So get these tires back up to 10.
And that's us out of battery now. But have we done enough to stay ahead of Fernando?
Copy.
He's already cleared Hulkenberg and Ocon. They see Hulkenberg getting through. Sorry, Magnussen, not Hulkenberg. Magnussen gets through as well. Still got plenty of life in these tyres. Is he closing? Hard to tell. Have to wait till the end of the lap. Check the lap times. I get the feeling we are just that tiny bit quicker. So Lawson does 133.0, 133.2 for Alonso, so we are quick enough to stay ahead of him for now. We have a yellow flag. Someone running wide.
Let's have a
Lock
look
up
at
for
that.
Magnussen.
Now this was at turn 1. And the car fails to
That's a
respond.
big lock-up.
Just unable to control the car by that point.
Let's put him back behind Ocon again. No, fastest lap for Charles Leclerc. 127.9. Perez and Norris both need to pit again, as does Piastri behind. So at the moment, Leclerc is sitting in a net P2. Sainz just about a net P3, but they will be vulnerable. And look at the gap then from Sainz back to Hamilton. A minute 10. That's a huge gap.
Copy. Copy.
Alonso picked his pace with 132.2. Lawson a 132.7. We lost half a second there. He's closing back in on us. Really don't want to get blue flagged. I need to start the fuel save again. Norris and Piastri both in at the same time. Soft tyres for Norris. Hard tyres for Piastri. Interesting decision. He's going to be pushing those hards then. We've got 2 more laps on these tyres. Including this one. So we'll box at the end of the next lap.
Copy, copy.
Ooh. Max is coming up to lap Alonso. In that case, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet. I'm going to get lapped.
Okay.
Get blue flagged again. But that means I can stop saving fuel.
Copy.
Because I'm only now 3.3 kilos over or under, and I'll easily make that up in the last 16 laps. There goes Verstappen.
Okay, copy.
Another yellow flag. Oh no, it's Lawson. He's locked up.
So let's take a look at the replay. Right, here's the action at turn 10.
I'm not worried about the tyres. I'm more worried about the
Very
confidence
heavy
loss.
on the brakes. What caused that, I wonder?
Sticky brake pads. That is actually going to hurt the strategy a little bit. I have to ease off on the tyres now.
Copy that.
Pressures on Thames are looking stable.
Okay.
Push, push.
Copy. Copy.
Okay, box, 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 box.
Looks like
Okay,
13th
copy.
is going to be the
Box.
best we can do. Unless there are retirements. Alonso needs to box again, as does Hamilton, but they are so much quicker than we are. I mean, we're a lap down to Alonso. So, I mean, we're what, 15 and a half, 16 seconds behind Ricciardo, and we need to stop. Oh, we could be seeing a retirement coming up.
That's it. Broke the suspension. PT.
Bit of a shame for Gasly. He's actually on for possibly his best finish. He was on for possibly his best finish of the season. It's Hamilton boxing behind us, so we're going to get blue flag very quickly as soon as we come out of the pits. 2.5, that's a decent stop.
Copy.
Oh yeah, we have absolutely destroyed these tyres, haven't we? What tyres did Hamilton go on to? Softs. Yeah, he's going to blitz up to the back of us. Let's see if we can stay with him. That might give us the opportunity to close back in on Hulkenberg without having to push too hard. Although Hulkenberg's about to stop, so maybe we can close to Ricardo. Maybe. Unlikely. We are 2 laps down, so I've got fuel to spare. I am slightly overfueled right now. And we've managed to avoid a fault developing, and I know I'm giving myself the curse of the commentator here, as Gasly has retired. But we've managed to avoid a fault developing in Porsche's car, which is nice. There goes Alonso, out on a new set of soft tyres. And we will do the same, 2.69. Again, not a great stop. It's not going to be enough to get us some pit stop points, I don't think. We've got one car has done a 2.4. I can't remember which one that was. And we've done a 2.50 with Porsche. If he did the 2.4 as well, that means only one of our cars would probably get points, if at all.
Copy.
Hamilton has gone through. We're not close enough yet. He's on softs. So I don't think we're going to be able to stay with him. Plus we've got a Ferrari about to blue flag us as well. That'll be Charles Leclerc. Sainz just starting the straight as well.
On the corner exits, I felt a bit of lag on the power.
So Bottas's engine fault is escalating as well. Everyone's car is starting to fall to bits at the pointy end of the season here.
Temperatures are looking okay.
Copy.
Let's see if we can stay on the back of Leclerc for a little bit.
Copy.
At least long enough to maybe get onto the back of Hamilton again. And there's your answer. No. He's gone already. As Hulkenberg comes in.
Copy.
See the underfloor of the Ferrari sparking in front of us there. Oh, it looks like a bad stop for Hulkenberg. He seems stationary way longer than he should have been there. Bottas will get him. That'll slow him down.
Okay, copy.
And Hulkenberg's on hards, doesn't have another set of softs. There is the possibility for Lawson to get back up another place here. What's Valtteri's lap times like? 1:33. and he will not be stopping again. So at the very least, I think we should be able to catch and pass Valtteri. Don't know about Hulkenberg. Max with a new fastest lap, a 1:27.3. That's 0.6 quicker than Leclerc's effort. Who is that in front of us? Is that Sonoda? It is. We are closing in on Sonoda, who also has a fault. This will be to unlap ourselves.
Copy.
We've got to get through him, first of all. I know that was an outlap for Hulkenberg, but it's just nice to see that we were 10 seconds quicker than him on that one lap. Makes me feel fast, if only for a moment. There we go, 3.4 kilos underfueled with Lawson. That is 2 laps worth of fuel. We are 2 laps down. So he is now fuel neutral. I'm not going to push Porsche, even though we could push him for an extra kilo. Because, again, I do not want to overheat the car and risk another fault developing. Oh, there is a fault for Ricciardo.
But there! Oh, dear.
It's an escalation. 10 laps to go. The gap is 43 seconds. It's too big a gap. As his ERS is slowly eating itself. Even not pushing, we are lapping 4.5 seconds quicker than Valtteri, so we're definitely going to catch him. Hulkenberg's already caught him.
Save fuel.
Copy, copy.
We don't need to save fuel. There we go, Hulkenberg is through. So we're doing a 1:31.6, a couple of tenths quicker than Sonoda. Can't afford to stay behind him too long. Hulkenberg will take off again now. Lawson's got an ERS issue. It's temporary. Risk because of overheating. Let's save a little bit of fuel.
Copy.
Let's also avoid the curbs, and while we're trying to cool the car down and avoid the curbs, let's put some battery in the car.
Copy. Copy that.
And hope that that clears up in time for us to make a run at Valtteri. May as well save the tyres a little bit as well. Because if it does clear up, we need to be able to bolt and go after him.
Copy.
Let's go for a quick lap with Teo. Just a quick lap. Yeah, any hope we had of catching Hulkenberg is gone now. Perez is hunting down Carlos Sainz. He's got a new fastest lap. I didn't see what it was. 1:27.0, 3/10 quicker than Max. He is slowly catching. Although I think Carlos might get some DRS hit. Another issue for Sargent. Oh no, Sargent, it's not us. Engine's gone. Oh, it's like, oh god, no, not another fault for Liam. It's not. There we go, DRS is open, but he lost a little bit of momentum. Perez did not have the DRS though, so it's brought that gap back up again to about 1.5 seconds.
Copy.
How many more laps? Yeah, I can probably keep those tyres going like that.
Okay, we need to push a bit more.
We are still slowly gaining on Valtteri. The gearbox is still wonky, unfortunately. Valtteri's just lost some time, actually. Getting blue flagged by Stroll. So that might be why the gap's come down. 7.5 seconds now. There we go. Bolt is cleared.
Copy.
And we can go on the attack again.
Copy.
Here comes Checo.
Copy.
Gets through.
Copy.
And just about shuts the door there on Carlos. He's not got enough time to go after Charles. But a podium would be a good result for Checo, who's had a miserable season. More often than not, he has been the slowest of the top 6. In comfortably the best car. Right, let's cut our attention back to Liam. There we go, 3.3 seconds taken out of Valtteri on that lap. We are now 20 seconds behind Hulkenberg. And Bottas is about to get blue flagged by Tsunoda. There he goes. That's a big loss of acceleration. And that's cost him another 1.5 seconds or so.
Copy.
Right, 4 laps to go for Liam. 4 laps to catch and pass Valtteri. Tyres are coming back into the window. Hulkenberg is still closing on Porsche. Look at that, 129.6. He's flying right now.
Copy.
And tyres are now in the window for Liam. So we can get 15th place here. 13th and 15th will be a decent result for us.
Struggling a little bit with the fronts.
Yeah, it's just opening up again. Bottas is pushing.
5 laps to go.
Copy that.
We've lost another chunk of time to Hulkenberg because we've got blue flagged for Piastri. Looks like there's another car near him as well. Oh, we've just got past Show. Yeah, big lap for Valtteri there, 130.8. Pulled out a second on us.
Is the engine okay?
Sargent's engine is rapidly disintegrating. Being stuck in the dirty air of his teammate will not help him at all. Very disappointing race here for Williams. They've been comfortably quicker than us for a good chunk of this season, and they are nowhere tonight. Really struggling.
4 laps to go.
Copy, copy.
2 laps left. Let's really hammer the tyres now just to make sure we stay clear. taken time back out of Valtteri again. Was that his one and only lap of pace? There's 132.2. Oh, and that might be his engine about to blow. It's smoking, I think.
Losing power.
Yeah, it's smoking. His engine's about to pop. If he manages to make it back to the pits, that'll be it. I think he'll pull in and retire. He might try and stay out for that final lap.
Copy that, copy.
That push lap has killed his engine.
Copy.
There he goes, into the pits. That's to retire.
Copy.
We won't get the overtake credit. But we can now learn from Bottas' situation by making sure our engine doesn't explode.
Yeah, copy that.
There we go, into the pits and out for Valtteri Bottas with just
Verstappen
one lap to go.
over the finish
Max
line
crosses the
and
line
today's
to
winner.
finish
And
the
there
race
it is, the Dutchman,
comfortably
Max Verstappen,
ahead of everyone
has
else.
taken first.
Honestly, even their harshest critic would be hard-pressed to say that they didn't thoroughly deserve that win.
And I believe that is win number 18 for Max Verstappen. Leclerc will finish second. Perez is third and crosses the line to complete the podium 3 seconds ahead of Sainz. Russell was lapped. So only 6 cars finished on the lead lap. The McLarens, the Ferraris and the Red Bulls. Everyone else has been lapped at least once. Porsche crosses the line and that will be a 13th place finish for him. We held off Hulkenberg in the end. Here comes Liam. And Tsunoda's engine pops as well, just about. And it's 15th place for Liam Lawson. 2 retirements, Valtteri and Gasly, but Valtteri will stay 16th in the classification because he wasn't lapped as much.
And after the checkered flag has flown, there's Nico Hulkenberg.
A 14th place finish today, no points and lots to think about.
Well, Max Verstappen can add yet another podium to his already impressive record.
There really doesn't seem to be a way to stop them winning this year. Amazing consistency.
And that picture right there brings together the podium finishers for the Qatar Grand Prix. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end
Bit
of
of
that?
a mixed bag, really.
Well, it was a bit of a mixed bag here.
So predictable. Okay, confirmation then of the final result. Max gets the win and did retake the the fastest lap at the end there as well with a 1:26.5. Oof, that is quick. Half a second quicker than Perez's best. Leclerc will take second, Perez third, but that's a good result for Perez. Sainz up 2 places to finish in fourth. The McLaren's fading a little bit here into fifth and sixth. Russell is seventh. Hamilton gets 3 places gained to finish in eighth ahead of Alonso and Stroll, rounding out the top 10. 11th was Tsunoda with a sick car. Ricciardo in 12th with a very sick car, 2 laps down. Then it's Porsche in 13th, Hülkenberg 14th, Lawson 15th, Magnussen in 16th. Then it's Ocon, Albon, Sargent, Zhou, Bottas, who finished 21st and 4 laps down, and Gasly, who was not classified after a very early retirement. In the driver standings, 561 points for Max. Win number 18. He can equal the record that he set last year of 19 wins in a single season, albeit a season with 1 extra race. If he wins at Abu Dhabi tomorrow night. He is 159 points clear of Carlos Sainz in second, who himself is now confirmed in second place. Lando too far behind to do anything to catch him. Charles Leclerc still has a chance of taking third from Norris. Likewise, Oscar has a chance of taking fourth from Leclerc. Perez could potentially pip Oscar. He's going to need another mighty result, though, and hope that Oscar doesn't finish, I think. Hamilton moves above Tsunoda into 7th place, 3 points clear of the Japanese driver. Then you got Russell in 9th on 73 points, Fernando in 10th on 50, Ricciardo 11th on 45 points, Stroll 12th with 42. Again, nobody outside of those teams has scored any points. It's Albon from Hülkenberg, Ocon from Bottas, Porsche, Lawson, Magnussen, Sargent, Zhou and Gasly. Constructor standings, 832 points for the new Constructors Champions Red Bull. Ferrari needed a miracle and they scored well, but it wasn't enough. They finish second and are confirmed in second in the standings. McLaren will be third in the Constructors. They will not be able to catch Ferrari in the closing lap, in the closing race. It is 4th place for Mercedes, and that is pretty much confirmed now as well. It is still mathematically possible for RB to catch them, but no points for them tonight. They're not likely to get the 31 plus points they're going to need in the final race to overhaul Mercedes. Well, 32 points to overhaul them. So that is, I think, a done deal there. Likewise, Aston unlikely to get the points they need to catch and overhaul RB. So that is it for the top 6. Those positions are confirmed, but there's still 5 teams that are on 0 points. 1 point could be the difference between 7th and 11th. So we'll keep our fingers crossed and hope upon hope that there is utter carnage and retirements aplenty in the final race, and that we can sneak the point that would confirm us in 7th. Unlikely, but yeah, we can dream. Into the pit stops, it is a faster stop for Lando tonight at 2.189, about a tenth quicker than Ferrari, and then McLaren third as well with Oscar. We do just sneak into the points with Teo Pourchaire with a 2.450 for 1 single point. That means the standings with 1 round to go look like this: 513 points for Red Bull. They've already won the competition. McLaren on 386 are now confirmed in 2nd place. Ferrari cannot catch them. So Ferrari are confirmed in 3rd. Alpine cannot catch Ferrari. Aston could potentially catch Alpine, but they need a bit of a miracle, I think, to do that. RB cannot catch Aston, but could possibly be caught by Mercedes. Again, highly unlikely. And even Williams are still mathematically possible to catch and pass RB, but again, highly unlikely. Sauber on 78 points. We are on 47. I think it's safe to say we are not catching and passing Sauber. And Haas on 34, unlikely to catch us. So, very, very unlikely for any of the order to change, but there is still a chance going into the final round of the season. There's our stop breakdown. Our first stop was our best stop, 2.45 seconds. Then we had a 2.50. Wouldn't have been good enough, even if it had been on the other car. But yeah, not been a great season for us with our pit crew. 2.89, the middle stop there for Porsche. A 2.79, a 2.82, and a 2.68 for Lawson. All too slow. But we do max our money, which is good because even with that, we are still going to be in debt. But that debt should be about $100-ish thousand, thanks to that emergency chassis purchase. Memorabilia room upgrade is done. Porsche goes up to an 83 overall. Car part development is now locked, but we are still able to... Oh, wow. It's the start of a new month. Why are we still $5,000 in debt, though, if that's the case? It should be clear. It was a little weird. Now you see expected finishes again, 21st and 22nd. We got 13th and 15th. It was a win for Hajar in the F2 race. Got our scouting back on Jack Doohan. And here you can see the problem. We are too close to the season start or end. And it's not going to be just Doohan. We go down everybody. Freddie Vesti, just a reserve driver, out of contract in 4 weeks' time. Not interested because it's too close to the start or end of a season. Ollie Behrman, too close to the end of a start or the end of the season. Dennis Hauger is the first one, and he is not good enough and also wants way too much money to even consider it. So we are kind of screwed, unfortunately. We cannot progress this career beyond season one. We can't hire anybody. Even our own affiliate, Evelyn Thomas, out of contract, cannot offer her a renewal. Well, she's out of contract in that she's still going to be with us for another 2 years. Cannot offer to promote her because too close to the start or end of the season. She's old enough to go in into the team, but we can't do anything with her. It's so frustrating. So we are stuck, basically. We will finish the season tomorrow, but there's nothing else we can really do beyond that because we can't hire a driver to replace Porsche, who is heading to Aston Martin. Which is so annoying, so frustrating. So there is a heads up for everybody in a similar situation to me with staff that are going to be leaving at the end of the season. Make sure that you get those positions filled as early as you can. Don't do what we've done here and leave it to the point where you think you're going to have time and you just don't, and you can't hire anybody. So yeah, it's a real pain. It's a real pain, but it is what it is. We are going to save and end the stream in just a moment. But I did say I would show you the lineup for our Brabham team that will be starting with us on Monday. So this is the one. It is day one of the career. The team itself is already built. So, starting budget of 2 mil, just as before. Car performance, 1 star, same as before. I have been a little bit more generous with the staff, but not a lot. You can see I've gone up for a driver lineup of Teo Pourchaire and Mick Schumacher instead of Lawson this time around. And that's because I just know how bad our performance is going to be for so long, and the fact that our mentality, our confidence is going to constantly get slammed. I wanted drivers that I could actually give them a proper race engineer. Couldn't do that with Lawson, unfortunately. So instead, I've gone with these two. Schumacher actually 1 point overall worse than Liam Lawson. Lawson's a 78, but we can give him Gary Gannon, a 1-star mechanic who we've hired from Haas, because he is Schumacher's previous mechanic when Schumacher was at Haas. And Amaury Larden was Pourchaire's mechanic at ART when Pourchaire won the F2 championship. So we are going to start with a great relationship. These are both 1-star engineers. Arguably worse engineer, Larden, than, well, not even arguably, definitely a worse engineer than Paul Rivera, who was our engineer on our other file, our Goodwood file, by a few points. I think by about 5 points, but as I say, has that existing relationship with Teo, which will be more beneficial to us. The other thing I did was I hired Matt Harmon because, again, he's a 1-star. He's the worst, pretty much, I think, of the technical chiefs, of the real technical chiefs. But he left Alpine at the end of the first Grand Prix of the season, so technically he would be a free agent. So I've gone with him. Christopher Willis is a new gen at 72 overall. He's pretty poor. And Lauren Lusmore is the best 1-star new gen head of sporting that is available, and she's a 69. So it balances that we've got a slightly better technical chief against a slightly worse aero and a much worse sporting director. It kind of balances out that way. As far as our facilities, again, you can see no suspension simulator, no car park test center, no team hub, no race sim, and none of these at all. So it's still going to be a very, very difficult start. It's just, we've got a little bit of a boost in the sense that our mechanics do have a pre-existing relationship with our drivers. But, you know, it's slight gains here, losses in other places. So it's still going to be a very, very, very tough start. I'll show you the car. It's a slightly different livery to the one you've seen on my previous Brabham. So there it is, with the solid coloured side pods there, with just that nice white stripe along the top of them. Also, you may just about notice, can't really zoom in and show, the reflections are quite bad, but there's a sponsor on the halo. That will be obviously updated with the correct sponsor, but I positioned it in such a way that I could actually get, that sponsor either side of the centre of the halo. And I wanted to leave that there just so I didn't have to faff about with that when we do get actual sponsors on that file. Yeah. So, yeah, there is our Brabham team. I have paid homage to our Goodwood silk cut livery on the helmets, as you can see, just carrying that purple, yellow and white colour scheme across onto the helmets of our drivers, just so that we can pay tribute to the learning season that we weren't able to finish or continue beyond the final race of the season. And that is it. Brabham is prepped and ready to go. But before then, we still have one final race to do with Goodwood. That will be the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. That'll be tomorrow night's race. We'll be starting at the usual time at 8 p.m. And then on Saturday, there'll be 2 videos going live in the afternoon. the Ferrari Round 5 race of China. The first video will be the build-up, sprint quali highlights, and the sprint itself. And the sprint will probably run in its entirety, or most of its entirety. And then the second video, which will come out probably a couple hours later, will be qualifying highlights and the race. And we'll be able to do quite a bit of race highlights in that one because we'll have almost a full hour. So that is Saturday's lineup. And then Sunday will be round 6, which will be at Miami. I have got to record that, which I'll probably try and get done at some point tomorrow. I'll try to make sure I get it done before the stream's supposed to start, whereas I didn't quite manage that tonight. And until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jabob, and I'll be back with the season finale and the end of Goodwood Racing tomorrow at 8. Bye for now.